Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Well, parents, young drivers, listen up. You're going to hear a pretty fascinating story today. Our special guest is Tyler Presnell, and he went through a near fatal accident, and an incredible story that he has to share with us and about driving. And I don't want to tell his story, but Tyler, nice to have you.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much.
Where are you? Where are we Skyping you in from?
Vancouver, Washington.
All right. Well, nice to have you. Well, you have a message for a lot of people, but tell us your story.
Well, when I was 14 years old, I was in a horrific automobile crash with some family and friends. A young 16-year-old driver who just got his license, and my twin brother and little sister were in the car, and he tried showing off and lost control and left me with a lifelong battle. I've got a lot of injuries, and yeah, it's been a rough road. I'll say that. It's been a rough road.
Okay. Now, most people would die with your injuries, and how badly injured were you?
My legs were shattered. I've got a lot of metal that run up and down my legs. My internal organs were just mangled. Bones flew through my abdomen from my hip and pelvis. Those were shattered as well, and just shredded up everything. I've got, a fake bladder, one kidney. My stomach was patched up. I've got an artery inside of me that I've had operated on a half a dozen times over the last few years. I've got everything in me was pretty much broken. Every bone, everything in me was pretty much broken. I had to lay in a bed for a long time while they fixed me up. But the worst injury by far is my traumatic brain injury. By far, that messes with me each and every day, more than any other injury. It messes with every single moment I'm in. It messes with everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Anybody else injured as badly as you?
No, everyone in the car pretty much went on to do whatever they were meant to do in life. The driver, he had the dashboard break apart, and he was okay. He went up into his head a little bit. No traumatic brain injury. He was released 4 days later. My twin brother was sitting in the front right. The telephone pole slid right behind his seat and pushed me forward. He suffered a lot with survivor's guilt. His twin brother, we're best friends, was laying in the backseat, barely breathing, trying to grasp on any hope of life I had. And he was in the front seat and just had bruised ribs from the seatbelt. And so he, over the years, he had to watch me suffer. And I had to watch him with, sitting just inches away from me, and nothing happened to him. So I was jealous of him. I had this resentment towards him as a youth. And so it really interfered with our relationship. My twin brother, or my little sister, was sitting next to me. The telephone pole hit me. I was the only one in the car without a seatbelt on, and I flew into her like a ping pong ball and broke a few bones of hers on the right side and ruptured her spleen, but she was okay as well. So I was the only one in the car that lives and breathes my injuries every single day. I kind of got trapped in the car crash.
All right, so you took the brunt of the blow.
Oh yeah.
How did you get past those feelings that you got it and nobody else did, and you mentioned it with your twin brother? Yeah. How did you manage this?
Oh my gosh, that took years. When I was younger, I was searching for why this happened, why me, and everyone said, God has plans for you. And I was so hurt, and I was so depressed, and I was in so much pain that I ended up hating God. No answers were there. I was lost. I was so lost. And then something happened in my life, and I started thinking, what more than why? What can I do? How can I make my life better? Why got me nowhere? Why got me nowhere but thinking, what is going to make this make more sense? So I always spoke out about safety in Portland and respect, and then I just started speaking out more with more passion, with a more enthusiasm towards what I do, and the what kind of made sense. And so I mean, that question was hard. That took a long time to really switch from the depression into the okay, this is my life. I can't get mad about it. I can't get sad about it. This is what I got to do. So I don't know. Did that even make sense to
Oh, yeah,
question?
it does. I just wondering,
Okay.
are you comfortable with the fact that God allowed this to happen and he's going to use you in it?
I had to be. I had to be. You know, at first I did not, you know, like I said, why had me doing was just really just upset. No answers were there. So then I started thinking what, and things started making more sense. And I started touching more lives, and I started going into hospital rooms and sitting with injured people, and I started becoming friends with them. And then I started thinking, you know what, God, this is pretty powerful. And I actually, in a weird, crazy twist, I thanked him because I wouldn't be doing what I do today if it wasn't. I don't know. The crash molded me into a good person, and as crazy and as mixed up and as wrong as that sounds sometimes.
No.
It
No,
did.
God doesn't waste anything. Obviously, he's using you. How's your relationship with your twin brother?
Amazing. We're best friends. He looks out for me, and I look out for him. He works on embassies, so he's all over the place, and I can feel him, and he can feel me. We have a good close relationship.
So what's your message? You've turned this around. You're inspiring a lot of people. You obviously are a motivational speaker now. What is your message to school-age people who are just beginning to drive?
Respect. That's what it all comes down to. We want respect, and we walk through demanding it and say, respect me, look at me, and then we drive through the streets like we have no respect for people. And so it's like a catch-22. People want what they're not willing to give. And so I just tell these youngsters, man, you've got to respect. You have to respect people. You got to respect people. Respect time. Leave early. Like, really, that's what this whole thing comes down to. And I really opened their eyes to little things that they could do, and like little things. Driving is a part of your personality. That's what I tell these youngsters. You drive with a part of your personality. You're in the car and you got the windows up and you're driving. You think that no one can touch you, no one can see you, so you're going to get away with whatever you want to do. So you show it. People can tend to show a bad side of their personality, and I tell these youngsters, why even show it? Why even have that inside of you? So I tell them little exercises to do, like in high school. Some people, walk by themselves each and every day, and they want someone to talk. That was me in high school. I didn't walk. I was in a wheelchair, but I was alone every single day, and I wanted people to talk to me. I wanted friends, but no one ever did. Mm-hmm. So I tell these youngsters, little exercises to do. You got to go up to them. You got to go up and say hi. You can't care what people think about you. Do little things like that, and I promise you'll take that love on the road with you. Because, like I said, driving is a part of your personality. So if you do all these amazing, nice, wonderful things off the road, you'll take it on the road.
Okay.
Am I even making sense?
Oh, yeah, you're making fine. Listen, before I run out of time, do you have a website?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What is it?
TylerPresnell.org. That's T as in Tyler, YLER, P as in Paul, RESNELL.org. TylerPresnell.org.
How's your relationship with the driver of the car?
We don't talk. No, we don't talk. When I was really hurt, my mother, it was about a year and a half after the crash, and I was so tired of being at home. I was so tired of getting my diapers changed and my mother feeding me through a tube in my stomach and nobody coming to visit me. So I was like, Mom, I want to go to school. And she's like, oh my gosh, let's go to school. So she called the school and we made this big announcement. Then I go and it was painful. And she pushed me through a crowd of people, and people didn't really come up and talk to me, and it wasn't like I thought it was going to be. And the driver walked right past me, and that's when I really realized that it was, as a youth, you don't really know the pain you cause to other people. Adults barely know it, and it's really hard to really hard to grasp onto that and really learn from it. So the driver and I, we never became friends. We never ever became friends. I remember years later, I was 24 years old, and I just had a surgery, and I had staples run up and down my stomach, and I saw him somewhere, and he saw me, and I showed him those, and he held me, and we cried together, and he gave me this little guardian angel token, and he said, here, and even if him and I never became friends or whatever, I put that guardian angel in my wallet, and it's been there for years. It's been there for 5 years. I look at it every single day as so.
Did you think you were going to die?
Yeah. But I didn't think I was going to die in the car crash. I was in a coma for a long time. I was on life support. When I got out of a coma, I have a traumatic brain injury, and it took me years to really realize what had happened. I thought I was going to die years later. I was 24 years old, and an artery inside of my abdomen bursted open from the car crash. That complications, and that night I bled out, and I was fighting for my life on an operating table, and I thought I was going to die. In fact, I did die. Legacy Emmanuel in Salmon Creek, Dr. Stanley Myers saved my life that night, and that night I was really done fighting. I just was so done with the car crash. I was done fighting. I didn't want to deal with it anymore, and
you accepted it and moved on.
Yeah, I accepted it, and it literally happened in a split second. It was crazy.
Let me just say to our viewers and listeners, TylerPresnell.org, you want to check it out and maybe get him to come and do an inspirational talk. Thank you, Tyler. Fascinating story, and best to you, my friend. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you so much. AAA is willing to sponsor a couple schools down in Oregon if anybody wants me to come down there and speak.
Okay, AAA. All right, that's a good thing to know. Thank you, friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
All right, God bless. We'll be right back.